Hello, this is Mr. Toups, and today you're going to learn about sign, number, letter, exponent. That's how you're going to go through and do your algebra or your arithmetic in algebra. Let's first off talk about when you were in 6th grade. When you were in 6th grade and started doing integers, you would get the sign first, then you would get the number. A number without any variables is called a constant. I'm just going to use sign, number, letter, exponent, but I want y'all to know the math terminology. When you start getting with algebraic expressions, we're going to add usually x and y's to the numbers because that's going to be your x-axis and your y-axis. So when you do polynomial arithmetic, when you do the arithmetic in algebra, you're just basically going through and getting the sign, the number, the letter, and the exponent. The number is called a coefficient, okay, and the letter is called a variable. So a number in front of a variable is called a coefficient. A number all by itself is a constant. So to keep this simple, I'm just going to use sign, number, letter, exponent. But remember, the number can be a constant if it doesn't have a letter, or a coefficient if it's in front of a variable. Remember, we're just going to use sign, number, letter, exponent, but don't forget these terminology terms because these are important vocab words you need to remember. So let's go through and do some math here using sign, number, letter, exponent. Now then, remember my story about the Bluebell truck. The 4X is the Bluebell truck, and it's going to drive to all the stores in the parentheses. So it's going to drive to the 3, the 2, and the 5. So we're going to take the 4X and drive it to all the stores, right? Now then, we're going to go through and do sign, number, letter, exponent 1, 2, 3 times. What's a positive times a negative? It's a negative. That's my sign. What's 4 times 3? That's my number, which is called a coefficient. The letter I have is x, and you're going to learn this later on, but you're going to add these exponents up. So 1 plus 2 is 3. And remember, you haven't been taught how to multiply these variables yet, so that's going to come later. But what did we just write down? Sign, number, letter, exponent. You're going to do all your algebra. Sign, number, letter, exponent. Sign, number, letter. We're going to do it again. So what's a positive times a negative? A positive times a negative is a negative. 4 times 2 is 8. I have an x, and x times x, just like 3 times 3 is 3 squared, x times x is x to the 2nd power. Notice, what did I just write down? Sign, number, letter, exponent. That's all you're doing in algebra this year. It is 6th grade arithmetic. To get this sign and number, you're doing 6th grade integer work. And these numbers are not going to be, you're not going to have to do like 257 times 33. It's going to be real small numbers you're combining. Now then, let's do a positive times a positive. A positive times a positive is a positive. 4 times 5 is 20. And the only variable I have is x. So on this one, I don't have an exponent, do I? So notice, what did I write down? Sign, number, letter, exponent. Sign, number, letter, exponent. Sign, number, letter. It's really important. You're getting the sign first, then the number. The sign, then the number. You have to train your brain to do that. If you do, you'll be successful in algebra. Now then, let's do a division problem. What's a positive divided by a negative? A positive divided by a negative is a negative. 12 divided by 4 is 3. My letter is x. And you haven't been taught this, but when you divide, you subtract the exponents. When you multiply, you add them. So 5 minus 2 is 3. Notice, I just wrote down sign, number, letter, exponent. This is how you're going to do your algebraic arithmetic this year. If you remember sign, number, letter, exponent, it's going to make your life simpler, and if you get that process down, you'll be able to complete the algebra correctly. Remember, always believe, and you are awesome.